What's up, guys? So I've got a interesting video for you guys, which is how to have a winning streak when it comes to trading, right? I know it's going to be a video that a lot of you guys are going to be interested to listen to, so I'll try and keep this one as short as possible. So I'll start off by saying that if there's one thing that's guaranteed in trading, it's that you are going to lose, right? You are going to have losers, you're going to have losing streaks, you're going to have drawdown. These things are guaranteed. That's the only certain thing when it comes to trading, right? However, we try and talk about how to try and handle these as losers and these drawdown periods effectively. And so whatever happens with your winners, you just let them happen. I'm going to start off by talking about the Gamblers Fallacy, right? And if you don't know what the Gamblers Fallacy is, let's say if you walked into the casino and you went to the roulette table, right? You sat down and you looked at the history of the colours that just went by. So let's say, for example, it went 3 red. The last 3 spins it landed on red. Now, someone may think that the next one is going to be red because it's been red previously. That is Gambler's Fallacy. Someone may also think that at some point we're due a black. So that is also Gambler's Fallacy. So what Gambler's Fallacy is essentially using past events to try and make a sort of educated guess for future events, right? And it goes the same with your trading. The Gambler's Fallacy is because you have the same probability when it comes to winning or losing. The same thing is true as well when it comes to trading. In the casino, red or black, I mean, obviously on some tables you have a green as well, but for the most part of the case, it's just below 50%. So there's a static probability when it comes to gambling on a casino at a roulette table, right? Whereas with trading, it's up or down, 50-50, right? So the Gambler's Fallacy is, let's say, for example, you having a string of losses in your trading, right? You had your last 3 trades were losers. Now, the Gambler's Fallacy in you, or the gambler in you, or the whatever you want to call yourself, you would think that you're due a win at some point. So thereby, by definition, you are that is Gambler's Fallacy. Now, obviously, no one wants to pray to themselves or hope to themselves that they're going to have a loser again, so I'm not going to talk about the other scenario. But essentially, the point is that you should be treating your last trade as indifferent to your next trade, no matter what the last trade was. It could have been 5 winners, it could have been 5 losers, it could have been a win and a loss. But the whole idea is that even if they're winners, even if they're losers, you should be treating them indifferent to each other, right? The last trade should not influence your next trade, right? And this is the problem when it comes to trading, right? And how we are guaranteeing ourselves having losers. Because if you're someone who's not very stoic, or if you're not emotionally intelligent as a person, right? You're going to allow your emotions to influence your next trade, right? Based on what your last trade has said. So let's say, for example, you had a string of losers and you feel a bit down by yourself, you feel a bit negative, and your hopes are really getting a bit too volatile when it comes to taking the next trade, right? Now, because you're going to try and, you might end up doing something stupid, like forcing something to try and happen, forcing something which is not within your plan or your strategy to try and get a win. And because it's not within your plan, you end up losing, and there you go, you got another loser. Same thing can happen on the flip side though as well when it comes to having a winning streak. So let's say, for example, you have a string of winners, you get overconfident, you could get too big for your boots now, and you might end up doing something silly or stupid outside your plan because you're confident, and you lose. So there you go, winning streak's over. But in both of these scenarios, the ideal mindset is to be thinking about treating them as indifferent to each other, right? So no matter what happens in the last trade, you don't let it influence your next trade. So when it comes to the equation, or what it really takes to see profitability, consistent profitability in your trading, there's one unpredictable factor, which is you, right? You're the one that can make it happen and do well for yourself, or you're the one that could be the absolute worst thing that happens in your trading. You are the unpredictable thing. This monkey brain of yours is something that you have to try and tame and control, right? So if you try and control your emotions and be more stoic and be a bit more desensitized to how you see your past results and not weigh yourself upon it, then your trading will improve. So this is why we talk about how trading is a big reflection of yourself and how to control yourself, because you have to maintain and control this in order to not allow yourself to influence your next future trades and have Gamblers Fallacy. I'll tell you a quick story. So around this time last year, I was at work and I was given 10 shifts in a row, which basically meant I had to work 10 days in a row, back to back, right? When I told people about this, they were telling me, oh, think about the money, try and be motivated by the money. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get paid so much from this. Around halfway into my 10 days in a row, on like day 3, I was thinking, you know what, this is getting boring. I'm not even getting motivated by the money now. I'm just doing it and I'm just getting through the day. This is how you should think when it comes to trading as well. The stoic professional trader, the well-seasoned trader, they will sit down at the charts every single time and they will put in their shift without being motivated by the money. Why? Because they're not trying to allow external influences like trying to get money in trading, thinking about how much they can make. They're not trying to let that influence their current trade, their next trade that they're going to take. A lot of you guys, you come into trading thinking about how much money you can make. This is the wrong mindset to have. And if you don't get over that hurdle of trying to ignore the potential gain that you can make from trading, then you're not going to get anywhere, right? Because at the end of the day, there's a process to it, which is watching the candlesticks, learning fundamentals, learning a strategy, controlling your mind. This is the work shift, you could say, that you have to put through on a, however frequency basis that you trade, weekly, daily, whatever, right? So the main takeaway for this video is that if you continue to ignore past results and continue to stick to your plan and your strategy on how to trade, something that has proven to work, you're going to put yourself in the best position possible anyway to try and achieve winnings, a lot of wins, right? It's only when you start allowing your past results and things, external influences as well, not just your own trading, but things like social media, things like comparing yourself to other people. These are also other influences that can make you impact your future trades, right? As long as you don't let it influence you and don't weigh yourself upon what's happened in the past, then you'll be okay with what happens in the future, whether the next trade is going to be a win or a loss. The well-seasoned traders, they are really good at this. They just become so numb and so desensitized to taking wins or losses. It just, either one of those, they treat it as indifferent to each other. So neither one of them really excites them anymore. They say that you're really seasoned, or you're ready as a trader when neither a win or a loss even affects you emotionally, right? Now, don't get me wrong, it's a nice feeling to have a win. Let's say, for example, you get excited, but at the time when you're trading, for the well-seasoned traders anyway, when they're taking a win or when they're taking a loss, they still go about their day as usual. It's still just business as usual. So, how to have a winning streak? It's essentially just be stoic. Don't allow anything or anyone to influence your actions when it comes to your next trade. Keep your system as mechanical and as least discretional as possible, not inviting your monkey brain into it. And more likely than not, you're going to, if you stick to your plan and you stick to your trading no matter what happens, then you'll most likely start seeing more wins roll through. So that just about wraps up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I appreciate you've listened this far, and if you enjoy transparent content like this, then leave a like on the video and subscribe. If you want to see what I get up to in my trades, then I've got a link to my Instagram in the description. So I appreciate if you listened this far. Stay happy, stay blessed, and thanks for watching.